Hello and welcome to the Kopala TV main news. We get straight into the headlines. Copperbelt residents urge government to reduce meal prices. Energy expert predicts looming fuel increment. Government implored to channel more funding into Correctional Service Department. Opposition RPP accuses government of bribing pastors over Bill 10. Join us after this. To present the Kopala TV main news, my name is Wawila Musongole. Copperbelt residents have asked government to intervene and ensure that meal prices are reduced further. A 25-kilogram bag of breakfast meal is selling between 180 kwacha and 186 kwacha. Victoria Mukopo has details in the following report.
Any discussion usually centered on meal is highly political. In the last few weeks, the price of meal in most parts of the country have been unstable. In some parts of the Western Province, meal prices are fetching for over 200 kwacha for a 25-kilogram bag of breakfast meal. In Kitwe, a similar bag of breakfast is selling at between 180 and 186 kwacha. However, Chief Government spokesperson Doris Leah has insisted that a 25-kilogram bag of meal should be paid at 136 kwacha. Ms. Celia says the government has signed an agreement with the Millers Association of Zambia, Grains Traders, and the Food Reserve Agency to stabilize meal prices. However, traders spoken to by Kopala TV are not ready to reduce meal prices.
Itrefika mu January, February, nishamatabalira best bakwisheta cyane yako nomba yamataba bagesa gushunga tukali 131 lero twasongwere ubunga mu March ubunga tabwabwerere bwali kwera nomba mataba bakafunya kwisa bagesa gusha 131
for example, the question of Kopali
and Millers Association of Zambia President Andrew Chintala said it is not possible to regulate meal prices. He adds that millers use a number of fundamentals to determine meal prices.
Honorable Leah's statement she wasn't imposing anything. I think she was making reference to the tripartite agreement between the miller, traders as well as FRA. So in that tripartite deal, the prices that have been recommended is 130 for breakfast, that's ex-factory price, and then 125 for roller meal. Yeah, so now what we were saying that the retail recommended prices anything between 131 to 136 for breakfast, 128 to 131, 132, that's roller meal. So the millers that have been called upon to immediately do that are those that have subscribed, those that have signed the contract agreement. Because these are the millers who are not on the program. It is not possible that they can attain the prices that have been prescribed in there. So there are a few millers, about 34 millers that have signed so far. Those are the ones that we are speaking to in relation to the pricing that the minister was alluding to yesterday.
The Civil Society for Poverty Reduction has urged the government to consider introducing subsidies in a bid to reduce meal prices. Victoria Mukopo, Kopala TV News in Kitwe.
Energy expert Johnson Chikwanda says the escalation of tension between Iran and the United States will see a surge in oil prices in the international market. Mr. Chikwanda says the rise in prices of crude oil will affect oil importing countries such as Zambia. Mr. Chikwanda has encouraged government to stabilize the local exchange rate to avert and mitigate against possible fuel hikes.
We are concerned with the rising tension in the Middle East. Geopolitical tension has a negative impact on the oil prices, meaning that if there is no adequate de-escalation of the build-up of the tension, conditions which spike the crude oil prices could go up. This is beyond the control of Zambia. The only way to deter the possible fuel price escalation is if the local currency, in this case our kwacha, start to appreciate.
Meanwhile, Mr. Chikwanda has asked government to investigate to its logical conclusion reports indicating the alleged discovery of oil in Gwembe district of the southern province.
With regard to what the local people have discovered in southern province, my advice is that authorities must investigate to the logical conclusion of the substance, as the substance has an appearance and texture resembling that of a petroleum product. If the results turn out positive, further steps must be taken which could lead to immense benefits for the local people and the country as a whole.
Copperbelt Permanent Secretary Bright Nundwe has regretted the death of 2 inmates in a nasty road accident in Luansha over the weekend. Helen Mwandila has the rest of the details.
Kopala Permanent Secretary Bright Nundwe has expressed concern at the death of another inmate who was involved in a road traffic accident which occurred on Sunday. Initially, 1 prisoner died on the spot, while 36 others sustained injuries and were admitted to Ibenga Mission Hospital and Ndela Teaching Hospital, respectively. The accident occurred around 17 hours along Masaiti Pongwe Road. The rise of the death toll by 1 has worried Kopala Permanent Secretary, who was called on Zambia Correctional Service to be more cautious with the transportation of inmates.
There is no prudent leader across the globe that finds pleasure in anybody losing life. For me, it's heartbreaking that I think as your institution, I think we need to find some modalities of how to ferry our people to and fro. The usage of using open bonnets, I think, is not inevitable. To me, those are precious souls. They are equally very important like ourselves, who are helping us. At times we hire them to do 1 or 2 weeks. We pay your facility, your institution. But to me, if we can find enclosed vehicles where there's much safety, as much as we realize that even if you've got an enclosed vehicle, an accident can also occur. But what we are saying is, as a preventive measure, to me, we need some vehicles that are enclosed, where they're sitting comfortably. And there must be a specified number of people to be loaded in such a vehicle. Even if somebody wants to have 50 people to work at some farm somewhere, you should have control.
Meanwhile, Kopala Minister Chafen Mwakalome has visited the inmates with a team from the Correctional Service. Zambia Correctional Services Deputy Commissioner Lloyd Chilundika regrets the incident and says further investigations will be instituted into the matter. The Correctional Service Department has regretted the fatalities.
We regret the incidents, and our thoughts and the thoughts of the entire service and the Commissioner General are with the families of the deceased, as well as those who are convalescing, and our prayer is for their quickest recovery and return to full productive life. This matter, sir, is going to be fully investigated, and the public will be given a comprehensive picture of what transpired, as well as the measures that will be taken, first and foremost, to address the administrative issues that will arise, as well as to prevent any possible future recurrence.
According to police service, the latest accident was caused by overspeeding. The accident happened when the driver of the said motor vehicle was driving from south to north and lost control of the motor vehicle and went to the right side of the road while he overturned. Helen Mwandila, Kopala TV News, Ndola.
Meanwhile, the Prisons Care and Counselling Association, PRISCA, has implored government to consider increasing funding to the Zambia Correctional Services so that more vehicles are bought for the department. PRISCA Executive Director Godfrey Malimbeka, who is also a human rights activist, says his association is still awaiting an official report on what could have caused Sunday's accident that claimed 2 lives.
The minister was telling the deputy commissioner to put in place better ways of transporting people. That is where I am somehow failing to understand. The provider of all the equipment, the provider of better vehicles, the provider of bigger vehicles or adequate transport is not Zambia Prison Service, it's government. It is government that needs to provide adequate numbers of vehicles, better vehicles, because inmates will need to continue moving. Will need to continue moving because they are doing the skills. The hard labor declared by court is now turned into correctional labor.
Police on the Copper Belt have intensified investigations into the cases of ritual killings that have been reported in Chingola district. And Copperbelt Police Commissioner Charity Katanga says the 198 suspects arrested in connection with last week's Chingola riots are yet to appear in court. Last week, several shops were looted and property damaged by rioters in Chingola after residents accused police of not doing enough to arrest persons linked to ritual killings. In case you have just tuned in, you're watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us after the break. Samaria Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samaria Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to, with appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters. If you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samaria Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Dola, or call us on 0212 613 336 or 0212 619 992. Samaria Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back, and this time we go straight into political news. The opposition Republican Progressive Party, RPP, has accused the government of bribing some named pastors to champion the much talked about Bill number 10. RPP leader James Lukuku says it is unfortunate that the PF wants to ensure that Bill number 10 is passed into law at all costs. Mr. Lukuku says the named PF-sponsored pastors are now touring the whole country trying to coerce Zambians to endorse the questionable bill.
We would like to discuss the issue of pastors that have been dispersed by the Ministry of the region. They have dispersed, they have sent them throughout the country to go and discuss Bill 10. But we understand these are paid up pastors. These pastors have been paid to go around the country and discuss Bill 10. So I think this abuse of pastors thinking that they can change the course of Bill 10 is very unfortunate, because it's not going to happen. Bill 10 is a dead issue. So no matter how much you give the pastors to go around, no matter how you can bribe the pastors, nothing will change about Bill 10. It's very unfortunate that the PF is so desperate to talk about Bill 10 and even keep spending money, keep wasting money by sending their agents on Bill 10. I think it's very unfortunate, and we don't expect that to keep on happening in our country. These pastors that have been sent by the Patriotic Front must be very ashamed of themselves, because they are not doing this country any favor whatsoever. So we refuse, and we say that whoever is going to be touched by these pastors, whoever is going to come across these pastors, just disregard them with the contempt they deserve. They don't represent the expectations of Zambians. They are paid up surrogates of the Patriotic Front.
PF National Youth Chairperson Kelvin Sampa says the ruling party will this year embark on a number of youth empowerment programs for its members. Mr. Sampa, who is also Kasama lawmaker, says the year 2019 was challenging for the PF because several empowerment initiatives that the party embarked on came to a halt owing to the tough economic challenges that the country is going through.
So we've got quite a number of different ministries that are handling issues of youth empowerment, and I can state that last year was quite bad because we all know the fact that the climate change and the economic turbulence made a halt to quite a number of youth empowerment programs, and also with other loans that we are paying as a nation. But all these things were sorted out in the year 2019, and we come in 2020, it's a new page, because we know that now we've got enough money to run certain programs, and we expect to see a lot of youth programs running this year because of that.
Local Government Minister Charles Banda is disappointed with the quality of work that has been done on the drainage system in Chisokone Market. The minister has described the works as shoddy. Diana Kafwala has the rest of the details in the following report.
This is Chisokone Market in Kitwe on the Copper Belt. It is one of the biggest trading centers in the Copper Belt with over 20,000 marketeers. This market has its own mileage of challenges. These challenges range from poor sanitation and lack of adequate trading spaces, among others. But perhaps the issue of sanitation stands out here. No wonder government has embarked on an exercise to construct a drainage system at the facility. Local Government Minister Charles Banda has toured the market and inspected the drainage system. Dr. Banda is not happy with what he has seen. Dr. Banda says the drainages are not well constructed and believes this is causing the market to flood when it rains.
That the drainage is not there. What they've done is they've put a spoon drainage, which is not conducive for a road as busy as Chisokone Avenue. So I'm meeting the contractors who want to see how we can remedy that situation. I've seen part of it that they're doing a correct drainage system, if they can extend and do a better drainage system up to the end.
And traders at Chisokone Market have complained of the flooding at the market.
bonsefi abantu muwanwe tuletwe tukona kwa kusitisha ameshalenga tefe yali akalifine filenge so ba afiki besheko efo banga chita
Dr. Banda has promised to address and engage the contractor working on the drainage system.
Chisokoni, you have seen the lamentations from the traders there. The place is not conducive for trading right now. Point. When it rains, it means misery for our people there. We have tried to put up shelters which were not properly done, and I want to encourage my colleagues from the Kitwe City Council to immediately sit down and see what we can do to remedy the situation. That should not continue. Apart from that, we have seen that there is construction. The Chisokoni Road is being rehabilitated. A contractor is on site.
Government has engaged Avic International as the main contractor to work on the Chisokoni market drainage system. Diana Kafwala, Kopala TV News in Kitwe.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us after this. Samaria Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samaria Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to, with appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters. If you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samaria Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Ndola, or call us on 0212 613 336 or 0212 619 992. Samaria Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back. And in foreign news, 21 members of the Saudi military have been expelled from the United States after a cadet carried out a massive shooting at an air base last month. 3 sailors were killed and 8 were wounded in the December 6th attack. We monitored Al Jazeera for this report.
The shooting shocked the tightly knit community at Pensacola and raised questions about the training programs that allowed hundreds of international cadets to attend courses at U.S. bases. The FBI interviewed some 500 people in its investigation, in which it found that the shooter, Mohammed al-Shamrami, acted alone and that none of his fellow Saudi officers had any foreknowledge of the attack. But the social media accounts of 21 of the cadets contained what the U.S. Attorney General called derogatory material, ranging from what is described as terrorist-related content to child pornography.
The relevant U.S. Attorney's offices independently reviewed each of the 21 cases involving derogatory information and determined that none of them would, in the normal course, result in federal prosecution. However, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia determined that this material demonstrated conduct unbecoming an officer in the Royal Saudi Air Force and in the Royal Navy. And the 21 cadets have been disenrolled from their training curriculum in the U.S. military and will be returning to Saudi Arabia.
The FBI also released details about the shooter's activities in the days leading to the attack, which included a visit to the 9/11 memorial in New York City, as well as posting a number of anti-US and anti-Israeli comments on his social media feeds. The conclusion that the killings were an act of terrorism motivated by a violent ideology. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, Washington.
And finally, in foreign news, efforts to secure peace for Libya are proving to be futile. A ceasefire was scheduled to be signed between the head of the United Nations UN-recognized Government of National Accord, GNA, Fayez al-Sarraj, and military commander General Khalifa Haftar, but the general changed his mind before it could be carried out. We monitored Al Jazeera once again.
After rejecting a ceasefire call by Turkey and Russia last week, Warlord Khalifa Haftar changed his mind a few hours before it was due to go into effect.
The General Command of the Libyan Arab Armed Forces announces a ceasefire in the western side of Libya. The ceasefire starts from 1 minute past midnight on the 12th of January 2020. The other party should stop any type of military operation at the same time. We will respond harshly to any violation of this ceasefire.
In a joint press conference earlier, Vladimir Putin and Angela Merkel made their position clear. An end to the ongoing violence in Libya, including peace talks to take place in Berlin.
It is essential to put an end to the opposition between the Libyan National Army, led by Haftar, and the Government of National Accord.
Haftar's forces have been trying to seize the capital, Tripoli, from the UN-backed government. Their attempts have so far fallen short, but his forces have gained ground. Violence is escalating, with European and African leaders fearing the conflict could destabilize several countries. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has also called for fighting to stop. German Chancellor Angela Merkel is hoping Turkish-Russian efforts to secure peace will end in success and wants the United Nations involved.
We agreed to the conference in Berlin to be held very soon in order to start a process of a peaceful Libya.
The talks want to include Libya's warring parties, and Merkel says they will no doubt have to play a significant role to help end the conflict.
When we think that there is so much disunity in the international community that they have to have a conference about finding a unified position amongst themselves before they can even bring Libyans to the table.
Haftar has been backed by Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, France and Russia, while the UN-backed government by Turkey.
The fact that both warring factions have now agreed to a ceasefire does not mean an end to hostilities, especially with the UN-backed government demanding that Haftar's forces pull out from southern Tripoli as a prerequisite to any settlement in this conflict. Mahmoud Abdul Wahid, Al Jazeera, Tripoli.
Well, William Lawrence is a professor of political science at George Washington University and also a former US diplomat. He says the negotiations led by Russia and Turkey have been useful.
What was really surprising about what happened is that Haftar agreed. And that was a direct result of Turkey-Russian negotiations, which were primarily about Syria, but also about Libya. And those of us that follow Syria and Libya closely see that the two negotiations have been connected, and it's probably the case, since the ceasefire benefits the Turks more than the Russians in Libya, that concessions were made on Syria. And of course, right now the Russians are trying to get more positions in Syria. All of this sort of sidelines the European Union as well and puts Turkey and Russia as the most important international brokers in the conflict in a way we haven't seen before. So everybody wants to see Libya stabilize. And a lot of countries put a bet on Haftar that he could do it, not really understanding the revolutionary context that prompted the whole problem in Libya, and the fact that much of the West would never submit to an authoritarian state under Haftar. And so there's a lot of reassessing going on. The French have reassessed, even the Egyptians to a degree have reassessed, and not without dissing themselves from Haftar. Everyone seems to be more in a position now than they even were 3-4 months ago to participate in good faith in the peace talks.
To end the Kopala TV main news, we take a look at the headlines once again. Copperbelt residents urge government to reduce mealie meal prices. Energy expert predicts looming fuel increment. Government implored to channel more funding to Correctional Service Department. And opposition RPP accuses government of bribing pastors over Bill number 10. Thank you for watching the Kopala TV main news. My name is Wagwila Musongole, and God bless.